Hey, weirdos.
Weirdos.
Weirdo. This isn't your average history lesson. We're telling stories that you didn't learn in school.
Tales of ghosts, monsters, strange and unique happenings that defy explanation.
So, if you're ready to look past the surface and into the shadows, you've come to the right place. Let's get weird. The Missouri State Pen.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Because why not? What a
Why
place
not?
for weird.
Yeah.
And I will be truthful. I did not know much all about the Missouri State Pen, except that it's haunted. That's all I've ever known about the Missouri State Pen.
Exactly. I don't know a lot of history on it. Like you said, it's one of those things that's always come up when like people were talking about doing ghost tours.
Right.
That's a big thing to go to the Missouri State Pen and go through, the ghost tour. Have
Mm-hmm.
I ever done it? No. If somebody was lived in Missouri again, we might have to do that.
Gee, I wonder who that is.
I don't know who that might be. Okay.
Well, once called the bloodiest 47 acres in America, the Missouri State Penitentiary in Jefferson City is the oldest continuously operating correctional institution west of the Mississippi River when it closed in
Wow.
2004.
Wow.
As such, it's no surprise that it should be haunted. Jefferson City became the capital of Missouri in 1922. And then there were other, within the next decade, there were other towns that popped up around the area. And, there was some trouble. And then Governor John Miller came up with a solution in 1831 when he proposed the construction of a maximum security state penitentiary. The prison was authorized by Missouri's legislature the next year. Construction began in 1834, opened in 1836, the same month that the Alamo fell.
Oh, okay.
Is that weird timeline?
It is.
Like, this was being born when
that collapse.
Yeah. And I think it's older than Alcatraz.
Yeah. Because Alcatraz is not... It's old, but not that old. Yeah.
Right. So initially, it housed only 15 prisoners who worked in the shop making bricks. Fun. It's a good hobby.
Good start.
When the prison, nicknamed the Walls, was fully completed, it was surrounded by a high limestone wall with 15 officer towers. Before long, 2,000 men were incarcerated in the penitentiary. Which would be an average number of inmates for many years. Prison admitted its first female inmates in 1842.
Okay.
Early on, the penitentiary operated a lease program where businessmen could hire inmates to work for them.
Okay. I'm assuming that was not the killers. It was like something else, right?
Like, the dudes that lied on his bank sheet. I don't know. Like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption, he could cook your books.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah, that kind the white collar stuff, right? Okay. Yeah.
So several buildings in Jefferson City, including the first Capitol, the governor's mansion, and several area homes were built using prison labor.
Okay.
I would love to live in one of those houses and be like, this is my house. And you know what? Fun fact.
Right? The prisoners built it.
Prisoners made it, not slave labor.
No, and I'm going to say, I don't think that's a bad idea.
I mean, not really. I don't think it's a bad idea. Let's bring it back.
Let's bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yeah, let's put them to work.
I think we might have a picture of... Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of bricks.
That's a lot of bricks.
Wow.
In 1868, Housing Unit 4, or A Hall, was built to house post-Civil War criminals.
Okay.
I don't know if I got a picture of that or not. Constructed of stone quarried on site and built mainly by inmates, it was designed by Warden Horace Swift and was in continuous use until the day the prison was closed.
Wow.
The massive stone building is the oldest building at the prison today, and its basement, nicknamed the Hole,
Oh.
was a medieval-style dungeon that housed some of the worst criminals, including those on death row. Over the years, the prison became an industrial site, and by 1885, it housed 6 shoe factories, clothing, broom, and twine factories, and the largest saddle tree factory in the world.
Wow.
All were worked by prison labor. That's a badass
See?
shit, man.
Right? They but nowadays, oh no, that's that we're violating their rights. It's like,
Right.
you got locked up.
No, let's put you to work. You're just
Yeah.
doing nothing in there.
Yep. Let's put them to work.
Except living
Yep.
off the state dime. Let's do something with you.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
build these buildings and build this thing and do these things.
Do these things. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
By the turn of the century, the penitentiary was considered one of the most efficient prisons in the country, and the Jefferson City Star Tribune declared it the greatest in the world, the greatest of all the greatest prisons.
Wow, the greatest prison. Okay.
Housing Unit 1 was constructed in 1905 to house female inmates. It now serves as the main entrance to the penitentiary. In 1914, the prison was expanded again with the addition of Housing Unit 3, which became the Capital Punishment and Segregation Unit.
Oh, okay.
We know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. According to the Department of Justice, in 1936, the prison housed 4,900 inmates.
Wow.
At the highest point, the facility housed 5,200 human people.
Wow.
Far more than it was designed to hold, and at this time,
Mhm.
more inmates than any other facility in the country.
Wow.
1937. This was just like a monster that just kept growing and growing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the Winchester Mystery House. It just
Yeah.
kept going and going and going.
Exactly.
In 1937, the prison gas chamber building was built by prison inmates using stone from the prison quarry. Can you
Well,
imagine being a prisoner there?
I guess that's a deterrent to behave, right?
Would you be the guy going, "Thank God I'm not on death row. I won't have to come
Exactly.
here."
Yeah, exactly.
The new gas chamber would become the location of 40 executions, which included the deaths of many infamous criminals, such as Claude. And you know what? I'm sure they were famous. I've never heard of these people. McGee, George Bell, Bonnie B. Hetty. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
39. Now we're gonna get to some people that were there that I have heard of, and it's like, oh, they were there. That's okay. Let's see. Afterward, okay, 39 were executed in the gas chamber, and the final execution was made, get this, using lethal injection in 1989.
Oh, wow. Okay.
After the prison's death row inmates were transferred to the Potosi Correctional Center in Mineral Point, Missouri.
Okay.
Let's see. In 1938, a 5-story hospital unit with 240 beds was added. Okay, so many riots, murders, escape attempts happened throughout the years. One of the biggest events in the prison's history occurred when a violent riot broke out in September of 1954. In the previous 2 years, several other prison riots had occurred across the country. And when gossip in the prison turned to talk of riots, authorities took it seriously, drafting a plan in case an event happened.
Well, right. Yeah.
And I think I have another picture. There it is. The morning of 1954. On the evening of September 22nd, 2 inmates feigned illness. And when 2 guards came to investigate, they overpowered and one was beaten severely. The prisoners then stole their keys, released other prisoners. Before long, several hundred inmates were running loose throughout the penitentiary, smashing windows, furnishings, setting fires in prison shops. Amok, amok, amok.
Yeah, little hoodlums.
Um, by midnight, the Missouri Highway Patrol, police from Kansas City and St. Louis, which are
Wow.
not close to Jefferson City.
No, because Jefferson City is right smack dab in the middle.
Right. And you got guys on the east coming into the middle. National Guardsmen surrounded the prison. By that time, 4 buildings were on fire. Before it was over, nearly 2,500 rioters were on the loose inside the walls.
Wow.
And keep in mind, it was what, 5,000 people?
So half
people?
of them are loose?
Half of them are loose.
Wow.
The inmates are running the asylum.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. At that point, it's like, yeah, go hide. Go hide.
And it was carnage throughout the night. Authorities announced to the press that there would be no attempt to secure the cell blocks that night, but rather the lawmen were tasked to prevent a massive breakout. It's like, we just got to keep them in the box.
Yeah, keep them in the box.
Around in the box, but we don't want them out in the city.
Yeah.
Early the next morning, 18 men were chosen to lead the way into the cell blocks, where 300 of the rioters were holed up in a forbidding 4-story white stone building. Other armed troopers were on the roof, and 100 police. Man, who hasn't made this movie yet? Over 100 police officers were standing outside just the prison yard as a second wall of defense.
Wow.
Police on the roof were finally forced to open fire with machine gun and riot guns to remove the convicts from the prison yard. In the meantime, 18 men tasked with going into the prison building were heavily armed with riot guns, submachine guns.
Wow.
Jesus. Upon their entry, I mean, they were walking into a war.
Yeah.
And 18 of them for 2,500 of them. Okay.
Well, it said 300 in that,
300,
that building.
Sorry,
yeah.
Right.
300. But still, 18 against 300. Right. I mean, okay, yes, they have machine guns and riot gear and all that kind of stuff. Well, riot guns, I guess they don't have the riot gear, but still, that's okay.
Upon their entry, they were bombarded with shouting, cursing, and articles being thrown at them. All of the windows had been broken out, and the building was filled with 4 inches of standing water. Over the loudspeaker, the convicts were ordered to get into the nearest cell and be quiet or they'd be shot. One inmate who ignored the order was killed, and the rest retreated to their cells.
Yeah.
Before the building was secured, as many as 9 men were locked away in each cell. It would be mid-afternoon before the rioters were processed and everyone was returned to their cells. When it was over, 4 inmates had been killed, one of whom was in solitary confinement, who was tortured and murdered by other prisoners.
Wonder what he did.
I don't know. I didn't find any research on him.
You're like, I don't want to know what he did. It was bad. It was bad if the other inmates killed him.
Right. Another 50 inmates were injured. 1 attempted suicide.
Wow.
4 officers were injured. No inmates were able to escape during the incident. So that's a plus. The burned out hulks of several buildings lay smoldering, and damage was estimated to be $5 million.
Jeez. Wow. I didn't know any of this. I mean, I'm blown away that only 4 were killed out of all of that?
Only 4, right.
Wow.
Because of the violence in the penitentiary, it was called the Bloodiest 47 Acres in America by Time magazine in 1967. Yay. So proud.
Okay.
After 168 years of operation, the prison was closed in 2004, and the inmates were moved to the new Jefferson City Correctional Center. During its history, the facility contained as many as 50 buildings. After it closed, many were razed to make room for a federal courthouse and other state buildings, like they do. We need the room, get off.
Yeah.
During its long life, thousands of inmates would call the walls home, several of whom were well known. In 1925, one of the prisoner's most infamous inmates, Charles Arthur Pretty Boy Floyd,
Okay. Pretty
who
boy. Yeah.
arrived as a well-known widespread bank robberies and his involvement in the Kansas City Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Um, After Blanche Barrow of the Bonnie and Clyde gang was captured in 1933, she was
Yeah.
sentenced to 10 years in prison there
Okay.
for assault with intent to kill.
Mm-hmm.
But however, after she was a model prisoner, she was released in 1939. And one of the most famous, and I didn't even realize it, and then I read his name, I was like, oh, that guy, Sonny Liston. He is a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
He was sentenced to time in the pen for armed robbery, and it was there he learned to box. And after he was released in 1952, he became a professional boxer, and in 1953 won the National Heavyweight Championship.
So see, his reform went well.
That was productive. He became
Right.
a productive member of society.
Exactly.
He learned to trade.
Yep. It was a trade that beat the crap out of people, but he learned to trade.
But I mean, and I can imagine that, getting that kind of
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, the most famous, and it's horrible that he's the most famous, was James Earl Ray. Was imprisoned here in 1959 for repeated offenses in burglary. He escaped in 1967 by hiding in a truck.
Oh,
and while he was at large, he assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. in
wow.
Memphis. Yeah, he was soon apprehended. And there's one of my postcard pictures. I do them. I put them in there. I don't know. I love them. I think
you have a postcard fetish.
Because of Mike.
Yep, exactly.
Let's see here. He was sent to Texas. The prison closed. It fell into disrepair. But it was reopened as a tourist attraction, offering historical tours.
Well, can't you, just looking at that, can't you imagine how noisy that was all the time?
Oh, right.
I mean, good grief. I'm just sitting here thinking, I mean, that many people yelling and carrying on, and just the day-to-day
clatter and the cavernous noise.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it's just like that scene in Shawshank when it's like, they're going to bet on which guy cries first in the first night. Oh,
yeah. No, thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's see. Nearly 100 years older than Alcatraz, it comes as no surprise that the old structure is said to be home to several resident ghosts. Numerous paranormal events have been reported throughout the years here. Sorry. Okay, there it is. No, that's not it. That's not what I want.
Okay.
Tales of ghostly visitors began long before the prison closed, with both prisoners and guards reporting having seen apparitions. A Hall, the prison's oldest building, is said to be a hotspot of unearthly activity.
Okay.
Which would be this picture. Oh, there's Sonny Liston.
No,
they've got a cardboard cutout outside of his
cell.
Like in Alcatraz, it's like, this is where the Birdman was.
Yeah.
Let's see. Inside the massive stone building are 4 tiers of cells with catwalks that crisscross its width. The doors of the cells are less than 5 feet high, which force prisoners to stoop down to take subordinate posture when leaving their cells.
Right. Okay.
Which, you know what? When I did Alcatraz, I noticed that too. I had to kind of dip my head, even though I would have passed it. But I did. Okay. Inmates were not allowed to look guards in the eye. The infrastructure could result in punishment or whipping. Then this one was home to an inmate named John B. Firebug Johnson. Firebug.
Okay.
That's what he liked to do.
I wonder.
He was housed here for 17 years.
Good grief.
Between February 26, 1883 and July 1st, 1900.
Wow.
Prior to his placement in the dungeon, he had attempted to escape several times and had started several fires. He was moved to the basement after setting a fire that destroyed more than $500,000 worth of property and the deaths of several inmates.
Wow.
Amazingly, he didn't go mad, and upon his release, he wrote a book called Buried Alive for 18 Years in the Missouri Penitentiary,
Wow.
which I now think I might have to get that.
Yeah. I think you might.
In this building, paranormal reports have included the feeling of having been touched or ghostly hands, the overwhelming smell of body odor.
Ooh, no, thank you.
No.
Ooh, no.
Room full of dudes, sweaty
No.
dudes. Yeah.
No.
An apparition of a man is spied on the catwalk, movements in the dark, equipment malfunctions, disembodied voices have been captured on recorders. Some have felt invisible force breathing down their necks. Cell 48 once housed a prisoner who was known to be a snitch.
Uh-oh.
He was bludgeoned to death with a sledgehammer during the prison riot of 1854. Here, people have been reported having strange feelings of an earthly human figure has been having caught on camera. Near the control room and some of the housing units is said to lurk an entity known as Fast Jack, usually spied wearing a white lab coat and a clipboard. He's thought to have been a trustee who worked in the medical facilities, and it's just kind of.
Well, I want to know why he was fast.
Well, at one point, a tour guide passed through the control center to the secure doors, only to return just a few minutes later to find that all the lockers had been opened.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll go that route with it then. Okay.
Others report him as having been seen in hallways, moving through doors.
Okay.
Vanishing.
All right.
In the female wing, female ghostly figure is often seen dressed in vintage clothing. Others have seen a man in an outdated prison uniform leaning against a fence. In the early days, they used to have the black and white.
Yeah, the stripeds. The stripeds. Yeah, the stripeds.
Stripeds. As you know, it's different from the polka dots.
Right, exactly.
Some have heard children, ghosts of children. Others even have heard dogs. I'm not sure where that comes from.
I don't know.
Throughout the older facilities, people have heard cell doors slamming, ghostly footsteps. You know, it just sounds, smell of cigarette smoke. You know, just like memories.
Yeah.
Replaying and like they
Absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
And today, Gothic style Missouri State Penitentiary ranks as one of the most incredible haunted prisons in the country, right up there with the Eastern State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania and the Ohio State Reformatory and the Western Virginia Penitentiary. So big four.
The big four. We're in there. Woohoo!
And of course, you could reach out if you want tours. And here you are.
There we are.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're going to have to take a tour sometime.
I think so. I think, you know.
I think that would be a good girls' weekend.
And you know something funny? I've never been to Jefferson City.
Oh, I've been to Jefferson City, but I just haven't ever been to the penitentiary. So, yep, we'll have to do that. Sounds good.
All right. Well, that's all the weirdness I got for this week.
All right.
Thanks so much for joining us on this journey into the weird heart of Missouri.
If you were enthralled by this episode, take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us keep our boots on the ground and the boogers at bay.
And if you've got a weird story, we want to hear it. You can find the link to our email in the show's description. And until next time, stay weird.
Stay weird.
Extra weird.
Extra weird. Extra, extra.